This is not a comforting story. It doesn't promise ease or quick healing. Instead, it offers brutal honesty and a necessary mirror. From our earliest days, we are conditioned to look outward for blame, to pin our suffering on others, often on our mothers. But the true prison isn't the person, it's what our minds have constructed from their presence. What Carl Jung called the mother complex is not merely psychological jargon. It's an emotional inheritance, a shadow rooted in unmet childhood needs, projecting itself long after childhood ends. The mother archetype. Myth versus reality. Jungian psychology posits the mother as more than a biological figure. She is an archetype, symbolizing origin, emotional security, and nourishment. But when that archetype is distorted, it becomes a prison. Our need for validation, our inability to set boundaries, and our destructive relationship patterns often stem from a mother image within that remains frozen in time. The critical turning point in healing is to stop idolizing or vilifying the mother. Instead, we must recognize her humanity, flawed, wounded, trying. This realization dissolves toxic myths and invites a more grounded truth. Peace does not come by waiting for our mothers to change, but by reclaiming the inner parts that are still waiting. Inheritance of emotional patterns. Many of us act like our mothers in ways we swore we wouldn't, repeating behaviors, judgments, and emotional patterns. These repetitions aren't mere coincidences, they are the echoes of invisible loyalties. We unconsciously believe that surpassing our mothers would be a betrayal. Without even realizing it, we form pacts. I won't be happier, freer, or more successful than you. This emotional fidelity is a trap. It keeps us chained to stories that aren't ours, wounds that didn't begin with us, and limitations that don't belong in our futures. Honoring our mothers doesn't mean stagnating in their pain. It means transcending it, transforming inherited trauma into something new. Emotional re-education. Becoming your own mother. Healing the mother wound doesn't mean cutting ties. It means redefining the place that figure holds within us. We carry not just memories but the internalized voices, those that criticize, guilt, and shame us. The task is to dismantle that inner tyrant and replace it with compassion. This begins with asking, how do I treat myself when I'm in pain? Do I push, scold, or abandon myself emotionally, just as I felt abandoned before? If so, the path forward requires re-parenting ourselves. Giving ourselves the comfort, validation, and patience we once needed, and now deserve. The revolution of self-compassion in a world that rewards toughness and punishes vulnerability. Choosing tenderness toward oneself is an act of rebellion. It means honoring your emotional needs, setting boundaries that protect rather than isolate, and no longer looking to others to fill a void only you can tend to. Self-abandonment is the last layer of the mother wound. The moment we stop ignoring our own needs is the moment we begin real healing. This shift doesn't feel like triumph, it often feels like grief, like silence, like loss. But that space is fertile, it's where new identities form. Conscious living. From inheritance to choice, the final transformation is one of awareness. To live consciously is to stop reacting from old wounds and begin acting from self-authorship. Emotional maturity comes not from suppressing wounds but from integrating them. You are not here to replicate your family's emotional legacy, you are here to end it. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. Healing starts when you choose to stop running, blaming, and hoping someone else will fix what's broken. Begin by sitting with yourself, with your fear, your sadness, your guilt. Listen deeply. Respond with care. That is the revolution. Conclusion. The power of awakening. The true act of honoring your mother isn't in replicating her life, it's in building a fuller one. And that takes courage, the courage to love yourself, not as a trend but as a transformation. As the video reminds us, when self-love is born from healed pain, it becomes a silent revolution. If you've made it this far, then you've already taken the first step. The rest of the journey is invisible, woven into how you speak to yourself, how you treat your body, how you choose relationships. In each act of awareness, you are saying, I am the end of the pattern. That is the beginning of everything.